we should be started. Let me double check because I always have to. Hold up, is it going? Okay, it's rolling. So let me tweet it out. 始まったよ. And it has begun. Alrighty then. Welcome to Miracles. Let's start that over. Alright. Welcome to Mira's Miracle MIRAdio, episode 10. We are in the double digits. Can you believe it? I can't. Seriously, like, I feel like I haven't really... Okay, I have done things this year, but I just can't believe that it's already October and the end of October already. So, yeah, how is everyone doing? I hope you all are doing well. In Japan, the temperature has significantly dropped in the past week, and it went from like nice, comfortable temperature to wow, it's winter. So yeah, I actually got out my kotatsu, which is like, if you don't know what that is, it's like a heated table. It's like a low table, but it's heated. And you can stick your legs inside this table, and there's this like kotatsu blanket, and you cover the table with a blanket, and you can just snuggle up inside and fall asleep inside your kotatsu. But I've been trying to survive off of that basically, because I refuse to use the heater in October. Like, come on, like it has to be at least November for me to turn on the heater. So I've been trying to survive with just my kotatsu and blankets, of course. So yeah, that's how it's going for me in Japan. I hope that wherever you are, it's a little bit more comfortable. But yeah, it is becoming the chilly season, isn't it? So yeah, so I don't think there was anything else that I really wanted to talk about for now. I will get to my plugs later. But oh, hello! Welcome. Yes. So today's main topic is sightseeing places and also transportation. Mainly I'll be talking about Japan, because that's who I think my audience would be for the English stream, English speakers and listeners. So yeah, at this point in time, honestly, I think I've been to more prefectures than I have been to states. I was just thinking about this last night too. In terms of state, I've visited New Jersey, Massachusetts, Maine, New York, Illinois, Missouri, Kentucky, Texas, Florida, Louisiana, Utah, and I think maybe that's it. So I think that was 11 total. And in terms of prefectures, I haven't gone to any in the north at all. The furthest north that I've been in Japan is actually probably Tochigi. So I've been to Tochigi, I've been to Chiba, Tokyo, Kanagawa, Saitama, Shizuoka, Nagano, and Ishikawa, and I've been to Aichi and Kyoto, Nara, Osaka, Hyogo, Hiroshima, Fukuoka, Nagasaki, where else? Miyazaki and Yamaguchi. And I think maybe that's it. So I think that was 18 if I counted correctly. So yes, I've been to 11 states versus 18 prefectures. So yeah, yes. So I probably can introduce more about Japan actually. Yeah, it's incredible. I've only been living in Japan for like almost 9 years versus like however many I've lived in the States. But yeah, I've been to more prefectures in my 9 years living here than I have in my life living in America. But one of the reasons is because transportation is so much easier, and Japan is a lot smaller, so it makes it a lot easier to travel from prefecture to prefecture. So yeah, so let's get to transportation first. So I would say the main way to move from one place to the other in Japan is by train. Trains are so godly here. They make American trains and subways just look so terrible, honestly. So I would like to start by talking about trains. So there's like the normal like regular like local trains, not like the super fast ones. So let's start with the station. All right, so here is Tokyo Station. It's huge, I know, I'm sorry. Here's Tokyo Station. It looks beautiful from the outside. Yes, and I can't remember when they remodeled it, but yeah, this is definitely after like reconstruction. But still, it looks beautiful. And yeah, that's what the outside looks like. And here is what the here is what the inside looks like. I tried to cover all of the people's faces. So that's why there's like red dots all over the place. But yeah, so actually it might be easier for me to... Alright, so here's like the gate, the ticket gate. This is what like a normal ticket gate looks like in Japan. These little ticket gates, the gates, and above the gates there is like the schedule board, and yeah, there are different lines. There are the bullet trains if it's a station that has a bullet train, and the times, and then after one train leaves, obviously that time disappears, the next one comes up. And the great thing about Japan is that the trains are usually very, very, very on time. And yeah, like obviously if there's an accident or yeah, maybe like bad weather condition then they'll be running late. But for the most part, they're like on the dot, like minute by minute accurate on schedule. So that is definitely one thing that I appreciate about Japan. And if the train is running late, it'll even say like how many minutes. However, if there's like a big accident and the trains are running over 2 hours late or like an hour and a half late, then they'll just give up counting and it'll just say like late by a lot, basically what the translation is. Late by a lot. But I think I've seen up to like 90 minutes or so. But other than that, I think they just say like by a lot. So I think that's pretty interesting. And that'll appear on these schedule boards. So I think that's pretty cool. And then the train platform, we shall see this one. This one's more rural, and you can see there's like no fencing, and you can see that the platform is a little bit raised than the train tracks, and there are some benches, and yes, I would also like to mention here that it's kind of interesting that there are no trash cans. If you look closely, there's like nothing. Occasionally some train stations do have trash cans, but there is actually a history behind this as why they don't have trash cans. And it's actually because there was a terrorist attack in the train station, like the subway stations, using trash cans. And so after that, they just decided to get rid of trash cans. And I guess another amazing thing, oh, hello. Yes, so it is true. In 95, I believe, 1995, there was a terrorist attack using trash cans in the subway stations, and they decided after that to eradicate them. But yeah, the amazing thing about that is that even after they got rid of the trash cans, there's no trash like on the platforms, you know? Like I would assume people would just be like, where should I just put my trash then? Like there's nowhere to put them. But people actually like carry home their trash, and a lot of people also carry like plastic bags, like either one that they bought or got at the convenience store, and they just use that as a trash bag instead, and they just carry that with them until they get to their destination or somewhere that has a trash can. So yeah, unbelievable. So yeah, this is what like a regular kind of rural area, definitely not urban. This is not what like the inside of Tokyo Station would look like, but like the local train platforms would look like this. And another thing about the train platforms, I will show you here. So this one is a train platform from Nara. Yes. So you can tell, or at least I can tell, from the little deers. So in Japan, on the train platforms, it's standard to line up to get on the train. So what usually happens, the train comes, and the train doors open, and then just like the elevator, you let the people getting off get off first, and then you should already be in line. So just follow these like little steps, and then occasionally there are like two lines, one for the train that is about to come, and then there's another line for the next train that's supposed to come. So occasionally platforms share, or trains share a platform, so maybe like they have different destinations, so one person may not be boarding the next train but the next train. So there are two lines, and then after one line boards and the train leaves, the line will shift, and it's so orderly. And I've seen many tourists accidentally cut the line. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt and say accidentally cut. So yeah, if you ever travel to Japan, just try to look for a line at the platforms, because more often than not there is a line. So yeah, and then also I want to mention like this priority seating. So every car of the train has this like priority seating area where you are expected to give up your seat for elderly people, mothers who are pregnant, or family with little kids. So yeah, you're kind of expected to give them priority. And yeah, there's also a sign that says like, please turn off your mobile devices near that area too. I heard that that has to do with like maybe people with pacemakers or something, that I'm not entirely sure, but you're supposed to turn off your cell phones near the priority seating area. I'm actually not sure if people do that, even like natives, but I have seen one older gentleman actually ask a younger person to turn off their phone near the priority seating. So if you're asked to do so, that's just the rule here, so don't be offended. So yeah, the platforms are very orderly, and yeah, there are lines, so be careful. Yeah, and then let's take a look then at the Shinkansen platform, or the bullet train platform, how different that is from like your local one. So this was the local train platform. All right, remember this. And then the Shinkansen platform. I know it's like it's long, but yes, so here it does have a fence, and in certain areas there are like two fences, and let's see, maybe I don't have another, maybe this one. You can kind of see the platform here. I'm sorry, it's not as good as I thought. The picture isn't as good as I thought, I'm sorry. But yeah, you can see the fencing. So occasionally actually it does get a little bit scary, because technically you could fall into the tracks, and there are some stations where the bullet train passes by, So it's going like super fast and it passes by like pretty close. So it does get a little bit scary. So like for this one, it wouldn't come. Let me try to enlarge this. Oh no, that wasn't it. Sorry. Okay. This should be it. Yes. All right. So if you look, zoom. So you could technically fall. And these yellow like dotted lines, you're supposed to stand behind them so you're safe. And occasionally the train station staff will actually tell you like on the overhead like announcement, like please stand behind the yellow line. And the train actually sometimes won't start moving until you get behind. So yeah, try to walk behind the yellow line for your safety too. I mean, no one wants to, you know, no one wants that. So yeah, yes, the Shinkansen will zoom by. I would say for Shinkansen, the bullet train usually doesn't pass by like right here, like right next to, but like in the middle section there's like one extra train track, and it'll pass by there, but still it's like pretty close and you can definitely feel the wind, and yeah, it is a little scary, I would say. All right. So yeah, that's the difference between the bullet train versus the just regular train. And then speaking of differences, I would also like to take a look at the inside of a train. All right, so this is the inside of like a regular train. I think I took this like super early in the morning, and no one was riding it. And that's my friend who visited, so it's fine. It's not, yeah, and you can't see their face, so it's fine. So yeah, this is where you can kind of see on the left hand corner there's like the priority seating where the seats are a little bit different color. So yeah, that part, you're supposed to give your seat up for elderly, pregnant, and disabled, etc. So yeah, this is what a regular train looks like. There are seats, and the seats look comfortable actually, and they are pretty comfortable, I would say. And then there's like the handrail, and then like I don't even know what you call them, like the thing that hangs down that you can also grab onto. And yes, so in the early morning this is what it looks like, but at rush hour, like there's not enough space to hold on to anything sometimes, so you just gotta train your balance. So if possible, I would try avoiding rush hour at all costs. Yeah, it's not pleasant. And then I would also like to compare that to the inside of Shinkansen. Alright, so this also is very elongated, but you can see that the seats are very different, and each seat has like a table, so it's basically like an airplane seat. Does it go fast enough for the wind to grab you by? No, but if you have like a loose scarf or like a loose hat, I would be careful. I would hang on to it just in case it doesn't go flying. So yeah, Yes. So even for like express trains that are not the bullet train, I would say they go pretty fast. And in the case of like not bullet train but still like the express train, if they're going past, they do go pretty quickly, so I would be careful. It is possible to retrieve your item if it drops onto the tracks, but it is a hassle, and occasionally you have to wait until like night when service is finished. In that case, yeah, you just have to ask the train staff to get it for you, and yeah, sometimes they can't find it. So yeah, that actually happened to my earbuds, so that was, yeah, tragic. So yeah, that's what the inside of a Shinkansen bullet train looks like. And yeah, let me see if I think I turned down the volume for this, but I'm sorry if the volume is not set. So here is an example, yeah, of a Shinkansen ride. Okay, cool, I turned it down. Awesome. So yeah, a lot of times, oh yeah, that was really fast, but a lot of times the Shinkansen passes through like mountains and forests, so you will be seeing a lot of like trees and going through lots of tunnels. So yeah, oftentimes you're like, oh whoa, this is cool, and then you get out your phone and start filming, and then you just enter in a tunnel. It happens all the time. And then I think this I took from the Shinkansen, actually, going from Tokyo to Osaka. You can see Mount Fuji. So on the right hand side, going down south, you'll see Mount Fuji, and yeah, you get a pretty good view for a while, I would say. So yeah, if you're interested in taking a picture, be sure to have an eye out for this, or look at like your GPS maps, whatever, and yeah, stay alert. Yeah, so that was all trains. Yes. And yeah, I would say trains are definitely the main way, especially in the city. If you go to a more rural area, I would say like bus is also very common. And I'm not sure if I have a picture of the street, but I don't think there are any buses here. But this is like a big street in Tokyo. This might be like Shimbashi, maybe around that area. But yeah, this is considered like a big main street in Tokyo. And yeah, you can kind of tell that in I would say this is like pretty close to rush hour. One side is a lot more crowded than the other. And yeah, I'm actually not entirely sure what like the middle section is, because I do have my license here. I just got it this April, but I've never driven on the actual road. All of the driving tests here in Japan are done inside like the testing center, so I don't trust myself. And I honestly don't want to drive because it's scary, and there's too many people walking and biking and old people. So yeah, I would rather not. And the streets are a lot more narrower. So in this picture, it looks pretty wide, but I have to remind you that the cars are a lot smaller in Japan. So that's why the streets look kind of wide, but it's because the car is also smaller. So yeah, like if you decide to take, I don't know, like a Hummer and put it in this picture, it would look ginormous. And here's another picture, another elongated picture of a Japanese highway. And yeah, so it looks like a regular highway that maybe I would see in America as well. Yeah, another big difference is that that in Japan people drive on the left side, and in America where I grew up, we drove on the right side. So yeah, the first day of driving practice, I actually went on the wrong side of the road. And yeah, my driving instructor pressed the brakes on me so hard. He was like, "Whoa!" And I was like, oh shoot, I'm sorry. So yeah, I still have to kind of tell myself left side, left side, left side, left side, especially when I'm turning. Yeah, that's the scariest for me. So yeah, another reason why I don't trust myself to drive here. So yeah, that was yeah, so the bus here, I would say there are certain cities that the bus is better. So a famous one is actually Kyoto. Kyoto, the bus system is a lot easier to get around tourist areas, and yeah, the train is good, but it's mostly for like getting from your hotel to the main area of Kyoto. And after you get to the main area of Kyoto, I would recommend either walking or taking the bus to get around. And yeah, I would say Osaka, you can definitely use the train and subway there. And another place I recommend the bus would be like Kanazawa area, Ishikawa. I noticed that Kanazawa is becoming a lot more popular for tourists, but yeah, I would say Kanazawa, definitely bus is good for getting around. Not many cars, yes, depending on the area. So for example, when I went to Yamaguchi, the train, there is a train line, but there's only like one train per hour, and sometimes even less. And that also happened to me in Nagasaki. Yeah, Nagasaki. And I forgot. I think it was like dead center of Nagasaki city. And no, this was Miyazaki. Just kidding. In Miyazaki, I got to the train station just assuming that there would be, you know, a train that would come quickly. And then I looked at the train schedule board, and I was like, the next train would come in like 50 minutes. And then I looked at, you know, Google Maps, and I looked at how long it would take me to walk to my destination, and it was about 50 minutes. And I was like, it would take me the same amount of time. So I just booked it. I was like, you know what? I get to see the city and I get to get exercise, and that's how, I got in my steps for the day. So, yeah, I would say, definitely like rural areas, and, also rural areas and certain cities. Yes, you have to be a little bit careful of. But yeah, I would say like Kanto area, you should be fine. Unless you're going to like the remote areas of Saitama, Chiba, or Kanagawa, then, or even Tokyo. Like Tokyo does have remote areas, like mountainous areas of Tokyo. And in that case, it is recommended to either take a bus or rent a car if you can get a international driving license. So, yes. And one kind of interesting way of transport that I encountered in Nagasaki was the trolley. I wish I had a picture actually, but there was a trolley in Nagasaki, and I wish I could ride one, but I had to kind of book it, and I didn't get to spend too much time in Nagasaki. So that is one place that I want to go back to actually. And then also in certain areas, boat. We are an island country, so occasionally it's the only way to get to places is by boat or by plane. So yeah, for example, Okinawa is a popular place to go to for Japanese tourists, but yeah, you can't go by car or bus or train, so you would have to take the airplane. But it's not that far, I would say, depending. I'm used to traveling like more than 10 hours by plane, so I'm like, oh, it's not bad. But to certain people, I forgot how many hours it takes, but yes, it could seem like a long time for some, but if you're used to international travel, it's not that bad. And yeah, I would say for transport, that's basically it. So now, time to talk about sightseeing places. Yay! So there's so many places, honestly. And I feel like most people stay in the Kanto region or like Tokyo area, which is fine, I think, especially for like first-time visitors. Yeah, it's like the Japan that we see on the internet and in the movies and TV shows, etc. I would say like the most like Tokyo-y place would be like Shibuya, Shinjuku, like those two areas I would say are the most visited. And then of course Tokyo Station. I would actually say that Tokyo Station doesn't have as much to do. There is the Imperial Palace, and depending on the day, like sometimes the Imperial Palace is not open, But you can go to the Imperial Palace's garden, which is usually open, and that place is huge. So if you like nature, if you want to see like traditional Japanese garden, you could go. But it is a walk. And yeah, other than that, Tokyo Station just has like a lot of office buildings by it and like really fancy shops that I cannot afford. And yeah, I would say like Shibuya is super famous for the Shibuya crossing. And I would say like nowadays maybe like 70% of the people there are tourists. There are so many tourists there right now. And yeah, but it is worth seeing, I guess. But personally, yeah, I would say like once is enough. I wouldn't really want to go back, honestly. It's not the cleanest area, and yeah, I don't know, like after like when COVID happened, I stopped going to Shibuya, and after COVID settled down, I went back to Shibuya, and then I noticed that like Shibuya kind of smelled funny, and like I had never noticed that before, but after not going back for such a long time, I realized that it kind of smelled bad. So yeah, it's the air quality is not great. Same with Shinjuku. I think maybe Shinjuku has a little bit more to see, maybe. Yes. But yeah, I honestly personally think they are a little bit overrated, but for first time visitors, I understand it is a place to see and kind of a place where we've all seen in movies and photos, and we kind of want to see that part of Japan. And another place that's super popular is Akihabara, which is like the anime and manga central of Tokyo. It is, yeah, like you can find everything there. Anything related to anime, manga, you can find in Akihabara. Also maid cafes, if you're interested in that. There's a ton in Akihabara. And yeah, if you're more interested in like traditional Japanese architecture or like sweets, then of course Kyoto and Nara are very famous for their temples and shrines. But if you're like, oh, maybe that's too far, or like, oh, I don't want to take a bullet train all the way over there, then there are actually a few places in the Kanto area where you can see lots of shrines and temples with traditional architecture. And one is in Saitama, Kawagoe. Kawagoe is like a very historical town and has a lot of traditional streets and architectures. And I think you can actually go with just one train from Shinjuku, so not too bad. Why are maid cafes so popular if there are so many? Honestly, I'm not sure because I have never been into them so much. So, I don't know. Yeah, you will see so many. And yeah, there's like different kinds of maid cafes too. There's like, I've seen like ninjas, I've seen like traditional maids, and then I've seen like, what else have I seen? I've also seen like foreigner maid cafes. So yeah, they have everything. I don't know why they're so popular though. Yeah, and then another traditional city in the Kanto area I would also say is Kamakura. Kamakura is in Kanagawa, and that also has lots of temples and shrines and traditional architecture and lots of nature. So yeah, it is a beautiful place. There are lots of tourists there also. And Kamakura also has like the big Buddha too. So if you're interested in that, you can go see that. And I think Kamakura might be a little bit further away from Tokyo than Kawagoe. Yes, Kamakura is probably like an hour away from Tokyo, and Kawagoe might be like 45 minutes ish. And then yeah, if you want to experience somewhere a little bit different, like you've already been to Japan a few times, or maybe it's your second time in Japan, and then a lot of people also tend to go to Odaiba. Odaiba was a man-made island near or in that floats on Tokyo Bay, and it used to have this huge shopping mall. There still is at least one super big shopping mall, but the main one that I remembered was shut down and now is like some sort of attraction. I forgot what it is. It's like an immersive, it's called immersive fort or something. It looks fun, but I wouldn't recommend it if you don't know Japanese. Hello. And yeah, Odaiba has also Team Lab Toyosu, which is like modern art. What is it called? It's like an interactive art, digital art museum. So yeah, if you're into kind of modern art that you can actually kind of interact with, then I would recommend Team Lab. And then if you're looking for somewhere that's not as crowded as like Shibuya, Shinjuku area, but still like pretty poppin' and fun, I would also recommend Yokohama. Yokohama is in Kanagawa, and it's like right on the bay, so it has a pretty nice view of the Yokohama Bay. And it's a port city, so yeah, it has like a boat tour also, and like a cruise ship, and yeah, one famous place there is the Cup Noodle Museum, and there's also like an amusement park nearby, and there's also like Japan's biggest Chinatown in Yokohama. Lots of shopping also, and the Red Brick Warehouse is also very famous there. So lots of places. And then if you want to go even further out and go to like a hot spring town or area, but don't know what's a good place, or like I think maybe like Kyushu is very famous for hot springs, but it is pretty far. So if you're interested in that, Hakone is pretty close to the Kanto area. So a lot of people go to Hakone to relax and to enjoy the hot springs and also nature. Hakone, I would say getting there, you can use the train, no problem. Oh, thank you, Silent Night. I forgot that I had this set, so that was surprising. Thank you. Yes, so yeah, once you get to Hakone, after you get off the train, mostly bus. And there's like a famous lake there, and like a famous what is it called? Oh my gosh, I'm losing my English. Village? No. Yes, village. Yes, I would say it's a village. Valley. That's the word that I was trying to think of. There's a famous valley there that has like lots of geysers, and you can ride like the ropeway above the geysers, and that's a pretty cool experience. And yeah, they have also like a lot of shops near the train station for gifts and whatnot. But yeah, yes, if you're looking for somewhere to go to like natural hot springs but don't want to travel too far away from Tokyo, then Hakone is your best bet. Red Brick Warehouse, yes. So Red Brick Warehouse, I'm not entirely sure like the history of it, but it's exactly what it sounds like. It's like a red brick warehouse that's on the port of Yokohama, and currently it's just a place for people to gather. There's lots of different shops there, restaurants, cafes, and oftentimes they have an event going on. So I think Oktoberfest happened there a few weeks ago. They're always doing something. And yeah, the Red Brick Warehouse connects to this famous park called Yamashita Park. And the Yamashita Park is kind of like a rectangle shape, and then on one end is the Red Brick Warehouse, and on the other end is Yokohama's Chinatown. So yeah, it kind of connects the two places, but it is a lot of walking. You could theoretically take a bus, but yeah, taking a walk in Yokohama is actually pretty nice if the weather is good, and it's not too bad if you have like comfortable shoes. So yeah, so that was like all about Kanto area and where you could go. But any questions, like where can I find this, or like where do you recommend for this? We got like about 5 minutes. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to comment. I'll try to question. I will not try to question you. I will try to answer you. Question with a question. Yes. But Yeah, I would say aside from Kanto area, maybe the most interesting place that I visited in Japan was Nagasaki. I went to the Goto Islands in Nagasaki, and it's this remote island off the coast of Nagasaki, and I went there by the midnight ferry. We got on at the port of Fukuoka, and then at night, of course, because it's the midnight ferry. And once I woke up, it was so nice. I looked out the window and it was just all ocean. And that was quite amazing, honestly. And then shortly after, we docked onto the Goto Islands. And Goto Islands, I would say you definitely need a car. Or if you're fine using a taxi, then I would recommend that. But yeah, definitely having a car would be nice there. And I had a friend who had a car there, so that was fine. But yeah, it's so peaceful, honestly. Just so chill, and like zero tourists almost. Like everyone knew that I was the tourist. People could tell. And yeah, there's a lot of nature, beautiful beaches. And I would also say there's like castle ruins also, and like a famous church there also, and like a beautiful lighthouse. But to get to the lighthouse, you kind of have to hike. So get there before the sun sets, obviously. So yeah, my friend and I, we got there probably like a little bit before the sun set, and then as we were hiking, we were like, the sun's about to set and we have to hike back. So we actually didn't get to the lighthouse. We were like almost there. We had a great view of the lighthouse and also the sunset, but I did not want to risk hiking in the dark. So yeah, my friend and I were just like, all right, let's head back before it gets dark and like the boars come out, whatever. So yeah, unfortunately we didn't get to the lighthouse, but yeah, definitely beautiful. Yes. Yeah, and then I would say that was the most amazing place I visited in Japan. And also another really nice place was Himeji in Hyogo. Himeji has a really famous castle, Himeji Castle, and I think it's the biggest and most beautiful castle in Japan. It is a little far. It's like past Osaka, so you definitely have to catch a bullet train there. But yeah, if you're already staying in Osaka, then I would recommend maybe going a little bit further. You can do like a day trip from Osaka to Himeji. So yeah, that was also really nice. Yeah, that castle was huge, but very beautiful. It's like all white, and when the sun sets, because of the sunset, it kind of reflects the sun and it looks kind of pinkish, which was also very cool too. So yeah, yes. So there's so many places to visit. I would say one very interesting and cool thing about Japan is that each prefecture is known for something specific, and also like has a famous food. So for example, like Osaka is known for like the takoyaki and okonomiyaki. And I would say Tokyo is maybe known for like monja. I'm not sure. And yeah, so it's very interesting to go around all the different prefectures and try kind of like the local cuisine. So yeah, if there are no other questions, then I talked a lot. There's just so much to talk about for places to visit here. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope it gives you a clear idea of like what to do, where to go, and what for, kind of, and some of the rules also about transportation. So yeah, well, thank you. So yeah, thank you all for visiting, commenting, subscribing, and yeah, so I forgot plugs. Yes, so yes, one plug that I wanted to do was last Thursday, Sega released their newest version of the Dream Switch, and I had the honor of narrating or voicing the English vocabulary and also phrases for the Dream Switch. So yeah, what it is, it's kind of like it's a kid's toy, but it's like a projector, and it projects like either pictures with vocabulary or also like stories, and yeah, it will narrate either in Japanese or English. There's 2 modes to it. So yeah, that was very exciting. So yeah, if you want, please check it out. That would mean a lot to me. It was super fun recording with them, and a dream to do something with Sega. So yes, that's my one and only plug. And yeah, have a great rest of your October. Have a great rest of your weekend. Stay warm if it's getting chilly out there for you. So yes, thank you very much, and I will see you all next time. Peace.